Welcome back to the Best Adventure Podcast, everybody. Thanks for joining me. This is episode number 10, and as such, if you stick around until the end, you will get a discount code for senseisbest.com. So stick around at the end for that. In the meantime, what you've all come here to listen to, my guest today is an arborist. He has been an arborist for the last 10 years. He's going to talk about how he's now training the next generation of arborists. Please welcome my friend, Mr. Joe Wightman. All right, Joe, welcome.
Yeah, glad to be here, man.
So tell me a little bit about what you've been up to recently. I know you've been an arborist for how long?
About 10 years.
About 10 years.
10 to 11 years
Awesome.
now.
And ISA certified?
Yep.
Awesome. For how long?
See, I had the bare minimum time in at 3 years to be able to get my ISA. So right about 7 years I've been certified.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about where you're at now and how it's all progressed and how you're living your best adventure.
So, I guess I'll just start, dude, with how I got into it. And, I was younger, I got into some trouble and lost the job that I had. Had a buddy, actually a good friend of both of ours, Bill Purvis.
Shout out to Bill.
He got into some tree work, thought I'd fucking love it. A bit of a adrenaline junkie, so picked up a phone book, called some companies, worked for a day, turned into a week, turned into a career.
Nice.
So when I left the first company I was with, I was just trying to branch out, grow myself, better my skills, and, just grow as an individual. And so I went to a couple other companies, and where I'm at now, I really like, I work for, I tried doing my own thing for a little bit. I got into contract climbing, and then the company I'm with now, they offered me a full-time position. Been with them a little bit over a year. I'm now the trim supervisor, so I'm running 3 crews, and we do it all from trimming, bucket work, climbing, crane removals.
Awesome.
Whatever it takes. And
Awesome.
so through them, they're actually really good friends with Jared Abagina out of California. He's one of the top climbers in the world.
Okay.
And so he's started opening his, it's a training academy for tree work. His whole philosophy is elevate the standard.
Okay.
Because all the standards that we have in our industry, dude, they're old. And, there's not even a lot of OSHA regulations for what we do just because it's so, you can't, I guess you just can't dial the shit in like you do with other industries as far as safety is concerned. It's a whole lot of individual effort, and it definitely differs from state to state, company to company, just all of it.
Whatever tree you're in, everything kind of plays a factor into it.
And it's kind of cool. We're the only industry in America that's allowed to tie into a crane and fly it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's just a lot of leeway because of what we do. Every tree's different. The health of the tree matters. The species of the tree matters. So the whole thing Jared's trying to do is, like I said, elevate the standard and make it so that this job can be a lot safer than it is. No matter how much you try to mitigate the safety issues, it still is just, you can only do so much.
Right.
So he opened the training academy out there in Santa Rosa, California, and he's trying to branch out and move it to other states and grow it. And so we are actually the first satellite company that he opened up a new branch.
So there's one in Santa Rosa and then one
here in Loveland, Colorado, based out of our shop. And
Awesome.
Actually next week they're doing another one out in Georgia.
Awesome.
So a couple guys are flying out there for that for a week, and
Awesome.
so I got a great opportunity to become a trainer with them, and it does put my name out there and everything more, but I'm doing it more as looking at long term for my career. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's a very hard job. It's hard on the body. I mean,
Yes, it
I
is.
haven't really taken care of myself as it is. You know, I like to drink. I like to smoke. You know, and
Hey, we all have our things.
you know, you got to be a little bit off to do the job that I do. So
That's true.
it's for me, it's a long term career path of, you know, being a trainer, getting this next generation of guys, you know, to be able to do what I do, but safer.
Right.
You know, when I started out, I mean, fuck, dude, it
It
was on a Blake's hitch, and you were struggling
Yeah,
to even
yeah.
get 20
Wasn't
foot in
it?
a tree.
Wasn't it? And it probably still is the most dangerous job in America, right? Like
It's
most likely to be killed on the job.
it's definitely top three. So you have, of course, crab fishermen who hasn't seen
Right.
Deadliest Catch, you know, but statistically, we have the most dangerous job in America, in the world, really.
Right. Right.
You know,
Well, I mean,
we're asked to go in and remove a hazardous tree that people are worried about falling on their fucking house.
Right. And you're cutting it down while you're in it.
Yeah, and you know, it's a fun game to play. You know, it's almost like reverse Tetris or reverse puzzle, and
Right.
you know, being able to do it safely is huge. I mean, there's plenty of hack companies out here that they'll come take your fucking tree down.
Yeah.
But-
They're not
but-
going to do it right though.
Not
There's a
the
big
majority.
difference
Yeah.
between a asshole with a chainsaw and an arborist.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, any fucking schmuck off the street, dude, could pick up a chainsaw and go make a cut on a tree. But
Right.
to do it right, yeah, it's definitely a rare skill.
Right,
You
and
know?
that's mostly what the ISA focuses on, right? Is kind of proper tree care and identification, understanding how trees grow, how they're put together, as well as the safety.
So ISA is definitely more of the arboriculture side of it, as
Right.
far as like tree biology and you
Right.
know, soil content and all of that. It's kind of not really known that ISA they're not an industry safety standard.
Right, and ISA again stands for
International Society of Arboriculture,
Okay.
and then you also have TCIA, which is Tree Care Industry. Fuck, I can't remember what the A is, but so those are the two main worldwide associations that they do set the standard for what we do, but there's no set safety guidelines in place.
Right. Now
you
ANSI
know.
tries, but they
ANSI
don't
tries,
really
but
hit it.
no, like I said, it's just so there's so many factors that go into every job that it's really hard to dial that in.
Right.
So that's what the training academy is about. Is you know, that safety standard.
Kind of preparing for the unknown kind of situation.
Exactly.
Okay.
Giving you the skills and ability to do it and make those judgment calls that have to be made at, you know, moment's fucking notice when you're up there.
Right.
You know, you make a cut and go to do your back cut and it starts to react in a way you didn't anticipate.
You need to
gotta
think
be
on the
it.
fly. Yeah.
So
Yeah, because your life and the life of your team depends on it.
that and people's property.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'll put a tree into a fucking house any day of the week if it means I'm going to save my buddy's life.
Well, yeah,
You
definitely.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, no, the training academy is just there to put that standard in place and get this new generation of guys to, you know, be better than what we are. Not have to go through the bullshit we went through to get where we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's a lot of technological advancements on the side of gear and safety equipment now. Like,
Yeah.
people are really taking it much more serious.
Oh,
these days.
absolutely. I mean, the old timers, dude. I mean, they did it with like an old school waist belt attached to 3-strand rope.
Right,
you
right.
know? I mean,
They're probably
it's-
making their belts out of rope. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Making
The old rope harness.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude. I mean, so the gear that we have now. I mean, shit. I can go on for hours about the different gear and you know how it's progressed, but that's another thing we try to show at the academy is the progression of the equipment.
Right.
So when I started on a Blake's hitch. That's a rope on rope friction hitch.
Right.
Very inefficient. I mean, by the time you even get up into the tree, you're already gassed,
Yep.
and you still got to do your fucking job.
Right.
You know,
and you got to do it all day long.
yeah.
So.
So I mean, having the ability, you know, with these cam descenders and different friction devices and stuff, you get up the tree a lot quicker, a lot easier, and you know, so it's definitely a progression, and we try to show that. I still, with new guys, like to throw them on a Blake's hitch, because then you respect the equipment
Yeah,
that you're
exactly.
actually going to use. You
Exactly.
know?
It's good to start at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
It's healthy for you.
So no, it's I don't know. I got really fortunate. I needed a job at the time, and I kind of fell into something that I
Fell in love with.
I fucking love to do, you know, and that makes it's a job that you're not gonna be able to do if you don't love it.
Exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
And I mean, you're 10 years in, and I can hear it in your voice. There's passion in this.
Oh, dude,
It's
it's
something you love to do.
and I really do love teaching people how to do
Yeah.
it. You know, like I
Yeah.
said, I'm 10 years in, and I'm beat all to hell and shit.
Yeah.
I know I'm not going to be able to do this forever.
Right.
You know, so getting on that training side and getting these new kids, like the kid I was telling you about outside, you
Yeah.
know, start climbing at 14 years old. Now he's 18, almost
Yeah.
18, and the kid's just an animal.
Yeah.
You know, but young, dumb, full of cum. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard
hasn't
to
seen all the risk quite yet. He's
Yeah.
still just
Yeah.
adventure only.
So I mean, it's hard to kind of get him to settle down a little bit and
Yeah.
take some shit serious. But I mean,
Right.
that's what it's all about, is taking these kids that have the kind of passion and ambition that I have for this and putting them at that level so that they're better than me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
Exactly.
you got to have humility when you're doing this
Yeah.
job.
It's the same thing as being a parent.
Yeah.
You're trying to get them to outperform where you're at, so that
Exactly.
they don't make your mistakes.
And on that note, I mean, my daughter, she's going into high school next year.
Okay.
And dude, I mean, I ain't a great parent, you know.
Right. Me
I
neither.
work
My daughter's
all
2
the
years out from
time.
high school, so
Yeah, but no, with my daughter, she's got her whole career path planned out. She
Nice.
knows what classes she needs to take to make that happen.
Awesome.
So it's like with my job, it's nice to see her progressing beyond where I was at that point in my life.
Yes.
You know.
It's very important to see that. You know. So, 10 years in now, you work for several different companies, and now you're doing the training, and it's kind of taken off, and they're branching out probably to far more than just 3 places, I'm sure, eventually.
So there's plans for another one in Texas, and then they want to get one up by New York. I'm not sure where at yet, but
Okay.
yeah, ideally. So Jared, he's a great guy, dude. He's a dreamer. You know, he's got this vision, and so his ideas are up here, reality's kind of down here.
Right.
So it's definitely a process. But with a guy like that, I mean, all he needs is the help, dude, and he'll make it happen.
Yeah.
So that's ideally his thing, is to get out of production work and start teaching all this.
That's
'Cause,
awesome.
I mean, he's been doing this since he was, he's a 3rd generation tree guy. He's been doing it all of his life. He's known nothing else but tree
Right.
work.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah, those are the kind of guys who usually do take that next step.
Yep.
And kind of branch away from, like you said, the production work and end up,
Well,
growing
and just-
something new.
yeah, and just the industry norm, you know,
Right.
he's all about taking it to that next level.
Right.
So
Because like when you started, there wasn't really a course. Like there would be like a semester of arboriculture in a college if you wanted to go.
Yeah,
But other than that, it's on the job training, and you learn what they knew.
Yeah.
And it could vary by any individual person.
and that's
No
kind of why
standards.
I went through a couple different companies. It's like, okay, I'm kind of planed out here. I need to get better. I can't do it here, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, you're smart to be able to recognize that. A lot of people, they struggle with recognizing that they've hit a plateau.
Yep.
And they just think, all right, well, now I'm at the top. But instead, you said, no, there's more here, and I need to learn it, and I can't learn it here.
Yep.
That's
so
awesome.
one thing I like to do every night when we sit down for dinner with the family and everything, I ask my kids every day, what's the one thing you learned today? You know, because I'm a big believer in no matter where you're at in your life, no matter what you're doing, you need to be learning something.
Yes.
Like I don't care if it's small and insignificant, if it's mind opening fucking revelation. It doesn't matter. Take that one thing every day that you take something away from.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, then you're constantly bettering yourself.
I
There's
agree.
not a single person in this world that doesn't need to grow as a human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the pursuit of knowledge and self-growth is never ending.
Yep.
Never ending.
If you have that mindset. And
Yeah.
I've found that with me personally, having that mindset makes you happier. You know
does.
what I mean? It's very easy, especially these days with all this COVID bullshit. And
Right, now
the
monkeypox.
politics and the monkeypox. I mean, dude, it's just...
So many negative distractions out there to take
Yeah.
your mind off of your own success.
Exactly. It's real easy these days to just get stuck in your mind.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So even recently, these last couple of weeks, well, the last few months, I've been going through it, but these last couple of weeks, I've really recognized where I'm actually at in my life, and I've been dealing with a bit of depression lately.
Me too.
You know, so
too.
it's you really gotta take care of yourself and
Yeah.
take the little wins when you can.
Right.
You know what I mean? So That's kind of where I've been at recently,
Okay.
is taking care of myself, getting out of my fucking head,
Yes, that's
and
so important.
get this passion that I have for my life back, because
Right.
I was losing it,
I was in the same place. I lost my passion, years ago. Got into a relationship I shouldn't have been in, and now that that's over, the depression is finally starting to subside. 6 months in, and it was hard, man. It
Yeah.
was hard for a long time. But now it's like I'm at that point where I'm kind of like going through my house and I'm like, if this doesn't serve my purpose for growing my business or for getting me outside and having adventures, which is my truest passion,
Mm-hmm.
it goes. It has no place here.
Yep.
And so I'm just kind of like systematically going through everything in my life and removing anything at all that can be considered a distraction from one of those two things.
Yep.
Every single day, I require myself to go outside and do something active. Whether that and I prefer to do it beyond my job because I also work outside all the time.
So what are you
to.
doing right now?
Working for the city, Loveland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's nothing.
Fuck them guys.
Nothing important. I mean, it's better than where I was. I was working in a tire warehouse, just under artificial lights all day, stacking tires. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've known me for a long time. That is not where I belong.
No. I had kind of the same thing come up right before I got into all this. Company my dad worked for. My dad's a CNC guy.
Okay.
Well, one of the top CNC guys around.
Yeah.
But the shop he was at, his boss wanted to do a little bit of remodeling. He got me the gig doing it and everything, and busted it out and all that. But then the owner came up to my dad and wanted to offer me a full-time job doing CNC shit.
Right.
Without even talking to me or telling me, my pop turned him down.
Yeah.
And when I found this out, I was like, dude, what the fuck? I need a full-time job. And he's like, Joe, do you really think you could sit there, put a chunk of metal in a machine, hit a button, and then just do nothing? Do you really think that's going to make you happy? I was like, oh, fuck no, dude.
No.
Like, good point, Pop. Thanks for having my back.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I'll get offers for jobs that are like way better pay, way better benefits, but it's like I'm sitting in an office with artificial light. I'm like, that's bad for my mental health.
Yeah.
I would rather be poor than not have the foundation of my mental health.
Yep.
And I need that from being outside.
Well,
I have to have it.
And I mean, if you look around and talk to people, dude, it's what I have found is the happiest people are the ones who are just, they enjoy their life.
Yeah.
They're content with it.
Yeah.
And,
You gotta find that passion
they're
and
not
grow.
fucking millionaires, and, they still struggle in their day-to-day living, but they're happy.
Yeah, exactly.
The less you have in life, the less you have to worry about.
That's how I see it.
You know what I mean?
I'm downsizing, man. I'm getting rid of everything.
Shit, I'd fucking love to. You go into my garage, dude, and it's just packed with shit, and I'm like, I want my garage back.
See, I would like a garage. It would make working on my Scout so much easier.
Oh, yeah.
I've rebuilt that thing in a parking lot over 10 years. Damn, it's been brutal, but it's worth it.
It's coming along, though, dude, and it's great to have a project like that.
Yeah, It activates your brain,
Yep.
It keeps you from making stupid-ass decisions.
Having a project keeps me from sitting around just fucking drinking the day away.
Exactly.
You know what
Stupid-ass decisions.
Yep.
It ain't going to bring you happiness.
Nope. I mean, I like the drinking shit, dude. It's real easy to go overboard.
It is.
And again, I that's probably part of why I ended up getting down and everything. And, having to deal with that shit is...
Yeah.
I was just at a point, the lower I got in my mental health, the more I drank, which lowered me more, and it was just a fucking
you have that mindset of it's never going to get better, and then that just keeps bringing you down.
Yep.
You have to break free of that shit,
vicious.
man.
And it's hard to dig yourself out of something like that, but...
So how did you do it then?
I mean, dude, I'm still doing it. I'm still in the process of it, you know what I mean?
Never-ending process.
Exactly, but it like I said before, it's about taking that one little win.
Yeah.
That one thing that you did good that day.
Yeah.
And building off of that. And not being content with just that, but taking the next step and the next step.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to do it bigger, sadder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it is through all this shit I've been dealing with, I've actually, my job performance has been suffering. I'm not as dialed in of a climber as I usually am. And that was really pissing me the fuck off.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most mature things I've heard on my podcast. Acknowledging that your job performance is suffering because of your own inability to control your life.
You know what, dude? If you can't dispassionately look at yourself and make those judgment calls that, no, I'm not happy, I'm better than this, I mean, dude, then you're never going to get yourself out of it. You could be on drugs all you want, fucking pharmaceuticals. You could talk to therapists. None of that fucking shit matters.
No.
If you're...
If you can't control it. Only you can control your own mind.
So, I mean, dude, it took me realizing that and then making the decision that, no, I'm going to fucking do this.
Right.
And so we just finished a job at the Berthoud Cemetery. We trimmed every tree. And they're all old, mature trees, dude. And we had 4 days to do this job. 50 trees. Damn. And I was watching these other guys swing around, dude, and doing what I love. And it pissed me off. And then something clicked. And I was like, nope, I'm going to go fucking do this. So I threw into a 90-foot tree, dude. And I fucking killed it. And I took that. That brought my confidence back. That built me up enough that I was like, fuck yeah.
Right.
You know, I do got this.
Right.
You know, and then on top of that, something that's really been helping me that might seem minor and shit is, so my helmet has Bluetooth comms on it.
Okay.
You know, so I can listen to music or whatever while I work. I can communicate with other guys that are synced into it. Yeah. I've been listening to comedy.
There you go.
You know, some Chad Daniels, Jeff Jeffries, Dan Cummins, Jeff Foxworthy. I mean, just having... It just elevates your mood. I mean,
it does.
When you're listening to a funny motherfucker say something that you totally agree with and he's getting away with, like, fuck, I wish I could say that.
Yeah, right.
You know,
but outside of that realm, you can't say those things.
No. So that's really been helpful, dude. I mean, it's uplifting and it puts me in a better mind frame during the day. And like I said, it's you take that one little win and you build off it and build off of it, and that's basically how I'm getting out of my funk. Okay. You know what I mean?
Do you do anything with diet and exercise, kind of outside of work exercise, anything like that?
I mean, dude, I pretty much do CrossFit all fucking day long.
Well, yeah, there is that, yeah.
So, no, on top of just that stuff, dude, I mean, being with my kids.
Yeah.
You know? I love my wife. I love my wife. I love my wife, but with my kids, dude, it's something else.
Yeah.
It truly, truly makes me happy.
Right.
And to see them grow and become who they are and see traits of myself in them, I mean, dude, that's other than work, that's probably the thing I'm most passionate about in my life.
That's good.
Is my children.
That's really good.
You know, so hanging out with them, dude. I mean, like I said, dude, I don't take care of myself. I drink like a fucking fish. I smoke a lot of pot. I smoke a couple packs of cigarettes a day, and my diet's crap. You know, a lot of gas station food, a lot of fast food. You know, but
I mean, that's something you should consider at least addressing at some point.
Absolutely. But like, so just this week, we actually sat down. So the kids finished up school for the year, and so we did a big old barbecue for them. You know, just the family.
Yeah.
And we grilled up steaks, fried up fish. I mean, we had corn on the cob, beans, fucking asparagus, jalapenos. Yeah. I mean, dude, a fucking smorgasbord. And I had 3 full plates of fucking food in front of me. You know, I had steak, I had fish, I had it all, and just kept eating and eating. And every time I thought I was full, I'd sit back and be like, no, that looks good.
Yeah, right. I can do more.
Dive back in. I ended up eating fucking like 20 ounces of steak, 3 fish fillets, fucking all the fixings.
Yeah.
You know, and I probably ought to eat like that a little bit more.
Probably.
I'm probably burning 7,000 to 8,000 calories a day.
Yeah,
and
you're gonna have to put that in.
Maybe 2.
Right. That's not good. I don't remember the scientific term, but it's not good.
No, I believe the scientific term is fucking unhealthy.
Sounds about right. Yeah. So yeah, that's all awesome, man. I'm really happy for you. You know, finding your passion and really sticking to it, man. 10 years is not easy to stick to one thing. You know,
no.
I might do like 2 years at something and then I kind of move on.
And I see a lot of people doing that, dude. And I mean, not that that's a bad way to go through life or whatever, but I mean, fuck, dude. I mean, ideally, if I could be a skydive instructor and make a good living off it, I'd fucking do that, you know, but that ain't in the fucking cards, you know what I mean?
I'm actually looking into that for one of my future adventures for next summer.
Oh, nice. I've been considering...
Not skydiving, wingsuiting. Yeah. I want a wingsuit.
So you actually, I've looked into this, dude, because I want to do the ground school so I can solo jump and all that. Good buddy of mine, Andy Harem, another great fucking tree guy, dude.
Yeah.
One of the best climbers I personally know and get to work with.
Right.
But he looks into a lot of this kind of shit, dude. And to even be allowed to wingsuit, you need almost 500 jumps.
Holy shit.
So it's
I'm
a
pretty sure I
commitment.
could just buy a wingsuit on eBay and just fucking go for it,
Yeah,
man.
probably crash into the first fucking tree you run across. You know
Hey,
what I mean?
man.
It's just because of the slightest movement
Yeah.
up there.
It changes everything.
Yeah. So federal regulation requires a certain amount of free solo jumps before you can legally wingsuit.
I guess I'm gonna have to start getting into some skydiving.
Let me know,
I got
dude.
500 dives
you.
to go.
Let me know. I'll join you. I got a birthday coming up here in a few
There you
weeks,
go.
dude.
There you go.
Ground school would be right up my alley.
Yeah, man. Because dude, you're a person like me. You don't do well if you're stuck in a box.
Nah.
You don't do well if you're stuck inside. You don't do well when you're sitting still.
I
You
don't
gotta
like
be
to
active.
be stagnant.
Yeah,
you know?
you got to be active. You got to seek
Physically
that
and
adventure,
mentally,
that
you know?
adrenaline. You said you were an adrenaline junkie.
Oh yeah.
Dude, me too, man. I can't get enough of it. I have to rock climb. I miss climbing trees. I just don't have the gear anymore. I'm not, stupid enough to just do it without.
So the academy, we're going to be doing our second event here at the end of July. It's not just for tree climbers.
Okay.
We get a lot of people that just want to rec climb,
Right.
and want to do it safely. They want to try the different equipment out so they know
Right.
what they're going to buy and all that.
Is that legal now?
Oh,
Rock
absolutely.
climbing?
Absolutely.
No kidding.
It differs city to city. Some cities are more strict. Fort Collins, they'll jump your fucking ass if they see you in
yeah.
a tree at a park.
Yeah.
Come down to Loveland, they don't give a shit.
Okay.
So the
There's
courses
plenty
are,
of open fields where nobody's going to see you anyway.
I mean
that takes on another risk of nobody can get to you if you make a mistake. But I mean, that's part of the adrenaline bit, isn't it?
it's part of it, like I said. But all of us instructors, dude, and actually pretty much everybody on my crews right now are all aerial rescue certified.
Nice.
All first aid,
That's
CPR,
awesome.
we have it all, and it's huge. Because a lot of times we work at two-man crews.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because my job that day is to climb the tree, I might fuck up. I might get hurt. You need to be able to come and get me.
Yeah.
You know how long it takes the fire department to respond? 6 minutes.
Yeah.
To
And
respond
then they
to
got
the
to figure out how to
situation.
get into the tree
Exactly.
to get you out of there.
It's when the fire department's involved, it's usually body recovery at that point.
Right. Exactly.
I have the ability to get you out of the tree in about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
On the ground, and that way when
Yeah.
EMS shows up,
Do
you're
immediate
on the ground
treatment and
I
waiting.
can step away.
Yep.
You know what
and
I
then
mean?
they can take you to the hospital. Yeah.
So that's a big thing of what the academy's about. Like I said, elevating the standard. Everybody can do everything that's required on the job site.
And they teach you guys like bleed control and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Good.
We actually, when we did our first aid CPR, we did a company-wide thing. We actually brought a trainer in to the company, and it was required that everybody go through it.
Good.
And he kind of customized it based off of what we do as far as trauma.
Right.
We're not putting Band-Aids on shit.
No,
and everything.
no, you're
if
not.
we have an incident like that, you're packing a wound.
Yeah, your tourniquets.
Yeah.
Like it's big
bad.
shit. Yeah.
So
I mean, I was combat lifesaver certified, and then I did the EMT thing, and then specialized in trauma, and then I started doing the tree work with you guys and all that back in the day, and dude, with medical work, it really depends on each specific situation.
Yep. It's a lot like the tree work.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
Absolutely.
You got to assess
Absolutely.
on the fly and shit.
Like there are basic principles to abide by, but you have to be able to think outside the box when it comes time.
Yep.
Otherwise, like you said, somebody can die, and it doesn't take long.
Otherwise, it turns into a clusterfuck real quick.
Real quick. So what's the future hold? You gonna be keeping on with this, or?
My bad, dude.
Oh, you're good. And if you need to take a call or anything, if it's busy, we can pause this.
Nah, dude. Okay. I'm not worried about it. Nobody calls me on the weekend if it ain't for my fucking car warranty. That's the only phone calls I get.
Gotta have those.
So my future, dude. I mean, my kids are growing. I'm looking forward to having a little bit more free time, for myself and with my wife.
Yeah.
I'd like to get more recreation time in, a little more backpacking.
Okay.
Big thing I want to do this coming winter is I want to do Longs Peak in the winter.
Okay.
And I got my buddy Andy Harem. He's been up all the routes, winter, summer, all of it. So, mean, you're talking
Let me know when
axes.
you do that. I want to go. I want to go.
I got a lot of people saying the same thing,
Yeah.
dude, and it's like, man, let me get mine.
And I know a guy in Estes who's a guide as well.
Do
So yeah. You know him too. We went to high school with him, Buster.
You do remember I didn't make it through high school very much.
Neither did I.
I had about 3 months of my freshman year. God damn it. Sorry,
Yeah.
that one is important, but I'll get back to it.
Okay.
I just had a young cousin just passed away a couple days ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And he was born with scoliosis and been in a wheelchair for most of his life and shit. And he was just finally at a point where he was tired of the pain and the struggle, and he asked his dad to pull him off life support.
Wow.
So 26, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being that father.
Yeah.
That's a rough ticket right there.
Yeah, definitely not an easy choice, but
No.
like I said, it's either that or you watch your kid go through life suffering and
Exactly.
pain. So, I mean, it's...
You have to make
I
the
wouldn't
right
want to be in
choice.
his shoes, that's for damn sure.
No,
That would definitely be a decision that, you're kicking that over to the wife because I ain't making that call.
Right. It's something you got to live with for forever, you know?
Yep.
So, yeah, that's really unfortunate, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's life, dude. You know,
Yeah, it is life.
It's another
Life
one of
is
them things
pain.
that just comes up and you got to deal with it. And,
Yeah.
you know, fortunately, came at a time where I was feeling a little bit better about myself.
That's good.
So
That's good.
made it a bit easier, but I'll be going out to Reno here next weekend.
What's in Reno? The funeral?
That's where he lived, and that's where the services are going to be.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, but back to your question,
anyway.
dude. As far as like my future, it's gonna keep on doing what I'm doing. I mean, I fucking love my job, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
you get 90 foot up a tree and then blow a 30-foot fucking top, and it lands right where you fucking
Right.
wanted it. I mean, it's rewarding.
Gratifying. Yeah. For
You know,
sure.
every day at my job, I can see the results, and I can feel good about that.
Right.
You know, so I'm gonna keep with it, man, and I'm gonna keep growing as a trainer, and I mean, I have probably 5 more years in the field as a production guy before I'm straight administrative. Which, I mean, like I said, that puts me under the fluorescent lights and all that shit, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, with how tree industry works, you know, I'll still be out in the field checking on guys, training guys, you know. So it's not just sitting at a desk.
Yeah, and just like when you were working in the cemetery, you know, when you're ready, you can throw into a tree too. You know, you always have the opportunity.
I always have that authority. Like,
Yeah, right.
Move your ass, I'm going up this
Just
one.
always keep your kit with you. Just travel with it.
Oh, shit, dude, it's all in my truck. Well, not all of it. I have way too much gear to carry it all around.
Right,
but
right.
yeah, it's in my truck right now. I mean, like I said, I work 6 days a week, and it's hard, but it's rewarding. And I mean, I'm giving my kids a better life than I had growing up.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about to me.
There you go.
know, I don't care what you're doing in your life. I don't care where you're at in your life. If you have kids and you're watching them grow and become a good person, you know, to me, that's what it's all about. That makes everything, all the bullshit I deal with.
I think I said it on almost every episode of this podcast. That is the best adventure.
Yep.
Right there.
Yep.
Watching your
I
kids grow and
fully
mature
agree.
and go from that helpless little baby
To a shit-talking little sarcastic
Yeah,
motherfucker
right.
that you half want to punch out, but at the same time, you're like,
you just want to give
God
them a
damn it, that's
hug
me
because
too.
you're like, yeah, that's my kid.
Just had a conversation with my daughter, dude, the other day. She wanted spaghetti for dinner. I really wanted tacos, you know? And so she's going on and on. Well, I'm the one that's cooking. Why can't I make what I want? Because I'm dad and I want tacos. And so we're kidding back and forth. And I'm like, okay, let's play a little game.
Okay.
Who pays the rent? Raise your hand. Okay. Who pays all the other bills and make sure you're taken care of and fed and bathed and, you know, happy in life? Well, that's me again. Okay. Who does nothing but drain dad's bank account? You know, so her and my wife raised their hands a little bit, and I'm like, okay, the way I see it, I'm up 5 to -2. Tacos it is, you know? And she went back and forth a little bit more, but it hit that point where I was like, you know what? This conversation's done. There's a point where I love you, daughter. We were joking and shit, crossing this line.
Right.
You're going to stop.
Right.
And she stopped. You know,
And
it
that's
shows
an important
that my
skill for her
kids
to learn.
respect me and love me, that, you know, I can joke around with him, but no, when you hit this point with Dad, you better fucking stop.
Right, exactly.
You know, you got to have that hard line with kids. Love them,
Yeah.
teach them, grow them up, have a great time with them.
Let them take
Hold
risks.
that fucking line, though. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that, like I said, I'm not the best father in the world. I probably ain't qualified to give parenting advice fucking at all. But the fact of the matter is, I breed them good looking and I raise them up right.
There you go.
And the proof of that is coming to fruition,
There
and
you
I
go.
can see it. So I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
You
See,
know?
I'm proud of my daughter too because she's finally getting to that point where she wants to branch out and have more adventures.
Yep.
Like she she lives predominantly with her mother and they're comic book nerds and all that. And that's close to my heart too. Maybe not comics, but I love science fiction.
Yeah.
Always have, always will.
Some good video games, dude. I'm into all that
Yeah,
too.
right.
But my stepson Coda, his dad's a gaming nerd.
Yeah.
Like, does nothing but game.
Yeah.
And that ain't me, So
Right.
Coda, when he wants to go have a good time and do something fun, exciting, he comes to me and we go to the rock gym, we go fishing, we go hiking. I mean,
That's how my daughter is too.
What do you want to do, kids?
Yeah.
I'm game. Like,
Yeah, because I didn't want to push it. I didn't want to push my passions on her because if you push too hard, they fight back.
well, yeah, they're not going to want to do it.
I firmly believe in the healing power of nature.
Oh, yeah.
I think it can heal almost any ailment that you have, other than like scoliosis and bone diseases and shit like that. You can't fix that.
No, but any
But
kind
you can
of
fix the mind.
yeah,
and
any
you can
kind of
fix it in
mental
nature.
issue, nature is huge.
Not only that,
So-
but you can gain massive amounts of confidence
Yep.
in yourself. You can gain a huge amount of knowledge about the world around you by being out in nature and understanding what you're seeing and what you're interacting with.
just
and so I never
respecting
wanted
it
to
and
push it.
realizing how small you are.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
my petty issues ain't shit.
right,
Like,
exactly,
When
exactly.
You're, when you're looking out
You see
over
this picture? I took this picture of Long's Peak.
Nice.
That's up on the top of a mountain with no trail. Like it's hard for me and Scout to get up there.
Yeah.
But
And-
look
and-
what you get
and
when you get
that's
there.
your spot.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
My favorite place to ever be, and it's to this day it surprises me every time. So my dad we built a house up in Idaho Springs.
Okay.
Me, my brothers, and my dad.
That's another great learning thing. It's so good for your confidence, so good for your mind.
The coolest thing was when we blasted the leach field. That was fucking awesome. But no, so we built this house and it's up on literally a mountaintop. Like you can't drive any further than that place.
Yeah.
And so I mean I grew up there, dude, and you just go on a walk, dude, on a whim, and you get to these certain spots and you just look and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And you sit down and you just let everything go.
Right.
And it's got views like that nobody else is gonna see.
Right.
That's mine.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pictures with shit like that because to me, that's my memory.
Right.
I want that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, if it's awesome to show that kind of shit to other people, show them what they're missing and all that. But you want to fucking see that? Get off your lazy ass. Take the time and the effort. Get the fuck up there.
Because you can look at this picture all day long and
Means
go, wow,
nothing.
it's beautiful.
Means
It's
nothing.
awesome. But you can't smell it.
Yep.
You can't feel that wind. You
That
don't know
little
that.
breeze through the top of the pine trees.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
yeah,
You don't
it's-
feel the pain in your
it's-
knees and your back hiking up that mountain. You don't feel that
Nope.
relief when you
You-
get to the
you let
top
it all
and
go
you
and-
crest the top of the mountain and you see that and you're like, oh,
It was worth it.
Life is beautiful.
Well, dude, and that's why I love going up to my dad's house. He's actually offered to sell it to me.
Okay.
Here recently.
There you go.
So that's a big opportunity. I'm looking into it. It's kind of a hard decision because my wife hates the cold.
Okay.
And it's off the beaten path, so it's
Okay.
not good
You
for
said
my
this is in
kids'
Iowa.
schooling. Idaho Springs.
Idaho Springs.
Up I-70 before the Eisenhower Tunnel.
Okay.
But every time I go up there, man, it's. I come out of Clear Creek Canyon, you hit I-70, and then you see the town. And as soon as you turn off Highway 103, which goes up to Mount Evans, couple miles down the road, dude, you turn off, and it hits me. I relax.
Yeah.
I'm instantly. I don't care what the fuck is going on. I'm instantly happy and content with life and just at peace.
Yeah.
That's
the healing power of nature.
It,
right there.
It truly is, dude. I mean, no matter how down you are, I mean, go for a fucking drive up one of these mountain roads. Find a spot
Be humbled
10 miles
by
away
how
from any
awesome.
other person and just be.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just drop your life and your petty issues for an hour.
Right.
And,
There's
and you'll
nothing
be
more
so
humbling
surprised.
than nature.
Exactly.
Like maybe whether it's the top of a mountain secluded or out in the middle of the ocean, when you see how big and grand and powerful nature is and you feel that tiny self of yourself, it humbles you.
Puts your shit into perspective.
Yes, it
does.
does.
Like I said, when you look at something like that and realize how hard life was back when people first came here,
Right.
what the fuck are you bitching about?
Yeah, right.
Back then, dude, I mean, you broke your ankle up there, you're dead.
Oh, yeah. Even today.
Yeah.
Even today. If nobody can get to you and you can't get off, that's your ass.
Yep.
You're done.
So, like I said, very humbling, very therapeutic.
Yes.
And I mean, dude, I love the mountains.
Yeah. Yeah,
Damn, these
silence.
mics do pick up shit.
I know, right? I know. Well, I mean, it doesn't help that we have the window open. But if I shut the window, it's 100 degrees in here because I can't run the air conditioner with the mics on. Yeah, one day I'll have a more, stable place to do all this. But for now, this works.
Well, at least it seems to me, dude, this is kind of your new thing, your new passion in life. And I mean,
I find a lot of personal therapy in this. I get to talk to really cool people. I get to hear so many cool stories every week. I'm having somebody come over to my house. We sit around, we pet the dog, we shoot the shit. Yeah. And it's amazing. It's so cool.
I like the laid back at nature of it. I mean, I'm sitting there, dude, hitting my pen, fucking drinking some good whiskey and a beer.
Yeah, man.
And dude, I got to talk up this whiskey here for a second,
Do it.
dude. It is Bird Dog Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, small batch, aged 7 years. And I mean, dude, for an 88 proof fucking whiskey and the cost, this is one smooth drink.
There you go.
I wish you could partake a little bit, but I understand.
Yeah, ongoing situations. But yeah, dude, it's really awesome getting to do this. Like.
Well, like I said, you seem
and because it's not like a studio, it's not like some giant professional thing. Like, it's so much more intimate to have somebody sit on my couch in my living room, and the dog's here. She just muscles her way in.
I got a couple of them at home too, dude.
She sits here and everybody just pets her and sits back, relaxes, has a drink, smokes whatever they want, and it just opens up for such good conversation around here.
Dude, and I mean, everybody has seen Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the biggest podcaster in the world by far.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of his are just like that, dude. He doesn't give a shit what you do in his studio. I mean, you want to fucking smoke some weed, smoke some weed.
It's all about getting a conversation, man.
You
live your life. It's your adventure.
And dude, I think that's great because you seem to kind of have the same kind of template of, hey, let's sit down and talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah.
But let's both of us grow from it.
Right,
Let's
exactly.
both learn some shit.
Exactly. And I mean, the point is, it's the best adventure podcast. It's a play off of my Sensei's Best company's motto, live your best adventure. And as far as I'm concerned, your best adventure is yours.
Yeah.
It's not mine. Mine's not yours. Everybody's got their own.
Yep.
And whatever it is, man, that's your best adventure. I want to hear about it.
Well, like we were talking about with the kids, dude, you can't force what I like to do recreationally doesn't mean that's what my kids want to do. Don't force it on them. But what you can do is show them the experience, and maybe they'll take to it, maybe they won't.
Yeah.
That doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
They need to find their own.
Yeah.
And
when my daughter came to me about a year ago and said, Dad, I want to learn more adventurous outdoor stuff, I just kind of like, my heart smiled.
Where do you want to start?
Like, my heart smiled, and I look at her, I'm like, it is about damn time. What do you want to know?
Well, that is when you literally break out the notebook you've had prepped for years waiting for that moment, and you're like, okay, we're gonna do this and this and this and this, and then your kid's got to hold you back and be like, oh,
yeah.
Let's start with this, Dad.
I'm starting to grow an outdoor gear company. This is what I do, and so I'm like, all right, what do you want to learn? She's like, I want to learn how to start a fire. I hand her a ferro rod with my company's logo on it. I'm like, here you go. This is a ferro rod. This is how we're going to start a fire, and then we're going to talk about fire safety and understanding how to maintain it
and make
in
sure
our area.
You put it out.
Yes, exactly. Put it out properly.
No.
Yeah. Scout, go.
Get off.
Scout, go. She's obnoxious.
Yeah,
she's a lover. But yeah, and then she's like, I want to shoot a bow, so we got her a bow. We went out shooting, and and she's drilling targets after like 4 practices.
It's amazing how quickly kids pick shit like that up.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorite things to do with my kids that they're starting to get into is going shooting.
There you go.
You know, my daughter, she'll be 14 here at the end of July, but ever since she was 5 years old, I've had her shooting guns and gun safety and, what are the rules. And every time I hand one of my kids, before I hand them a gun to shoot, it's what's the number 1 rule?
Yeah.
Keep your hand off the trigger until you're ready to fire. And
Absolutely.
Don't point it at anyone.
Absolutely.
My kids know that. It's drilled into them.
Yep.
I can leave guns sitting around my house, perfect confidence. My kids ain't going to fuck with them.
Right.
Why? Because I've taught them to respect them.
Yeah.
You want to cut back on all these accidental shootings and shit?
Teach them what it is and how to
exactly
be
the
professional.
The people who fucking end up in accidents like that are the ones that don't know shit about it.
Yeah.
You bring a kid up learning something, respecting something, understanding it.
Right. Now we kind of wouldn't be doing justice if I didn't say this. At the time of this recording, it's important to know that that Texas shooting did just happen, and we are not in any way trying to minimize that pain.
No, I am not. I totally feel for everybody that was involved in that. Nothing makes me sicker to my stomach than a school shooting.
I know, man.
I mean, they're fucking children.
Elementary school, man.
Yeah, they're fucking children. I mean, what was the guy? 17 years old, and he had a beef with one person. So he goes back to his former elementary school and kills innocent children that weren't even born at the time that his whatever fucking happened to him. I mean, it's sickening, dude.
Yeah, it's like, dude, if you want revenge, you know what the best revenge is a good life. That's how you get fucking revenge, man. You're pissed off at somebody, you know what you do? You sit down, you do sit-ups, you do push-ups, you do pull-ups, you go for a fucking run, you get your life together, and you fucking make something happen for yourself. You don't cause other people pain.
You make your life better to spite that person.
Yeah, you don't hurt people.
Yeah.
It's not right. And if it's really something you have to do, if you feel like your true calling is to pick up a weapon and cause harm to other people,
then walk your ass into the woods, pick up a weapon, and fucking shoot yourself. You don't kill innocent kids.
Yeah, either that, or you suck it the fuck up, you get good grades, you focus on your life, and then you go and you enlist in the fucking Marines. They'll pay you to go across the world and shoot people. If you really have to do this, there are options.
There are. There's never any excuse for an atrocity like this, and unfortunately, it's becoming more and more common in America.
It's so sad.
And I mean, we could talk for days about ways to prevent this. What could have been, what should have been. Right. It doesn't fucking matter. Is what matters is people need to start caring more about people.
Yeah.
In this country right now, there is such a culture of, you don't agree with me, so fuck you.
Yeah.
And that's fucking horrible.
Yeah, but those same people will say that they love everybody and that they understand everybody until it's something that they choose to be offended about. And I chose that word specifically. They choose to be offended by that.
That is exactly it. It's all a choice.
Yeah, because everybody wants to be a rebel without a cause.
Well, you could blame gun laws. You could blame, mental illness, why didn't somebody notice something? You could blame all that, but it comes down to a fucking choice.
Yeah.
Everything in life is a choice.
Yeah, dude, I have mental disorders. I have fucking PTSD. I have fucking depression. I've never gone into a fucking school and shot anybody. I've never pointed a gun at anybody that doesn't fucking. I've
only pointed a gun at people.
The Marines, the
only time I've had to actually aim my weapon at somebody because I fucked up as a kid. I wanted to go into the military and shit. That was my dream as a child. At 12 years old, I was loading a backpack full of 50 pounds of rocks and fucking running with it to train. I trained for years. And then I made a poor choice. Notice, I made a choice as a teenager that fucked all that up. I couldn't do it. The only time I've pointed my weapon at somebody, I was being carjacked.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I had it on me. I always do.
Yeah.
But I had my sidearm on me, and all it takes is not worth it, dude.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
That's all it takes. You don't have to pull the trigger. Most people are not expecting it and are
you don't
scared,
even have to have it loaded most of the time. Fucking people like that prey on what they feel is the weak.
Yeah, the fearful.
As soon as you stand up to them,
90%
90% of the time, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's something else that, children need to learn, like instead of teaching our children, that men can have babies. All right, let's just go right past that horse shit. All right, but they teach that shit now for some reason.
Oh, I fucking know. I
And
about pulled my kids out of school when they started that whole kind of
really,
shit. Like
I don't blame
when I
you.
was told they will fail this year if they don't take this class, I called the principal.
Yeah.
And straight up was like, "You're not failing my kid because I disagree with the content that you were teaching.
Yeah, because you're
I will
teaching
pull my fucking
fake
kid,
shit.
I will pull my kid out of your school right
Yeah.
now. I don't give a shit."
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, instead of teaching them that, why don't we teach them like valuable skills? Why don't we teach them how to think for themselves, make their own business, be creative? Why don't we teach them martial arts and self defense,
Oh, dude,
confidence?
it's the martial arts of self defense, dude. That's huge because it's not about kicking somebody's ass.
No,
it's about getting your head right, be confident and strong in who you are.
Yes.
You know, that's what real martial arts is. It's a mental thing, not a physical thing.
Exactly. Any real martial artist doesn't want to start a fight. They'll finish it if they have to, and they're trying not to. Look, man, just like you said, it's not worth it. Back away. You don't want to do this.
Well, that's actually an experience I just went through a couple weeks ago.
Let's hear about that.
Okay, so I got this neighbor. It used to be two of them. So there's this old lady, and she's just a picky little bitch.
Okay.
Fucking a straight Karen.
Okay.
Is right next door to me.
Okay.
Can't fucking stand her. My wife deals with her anytime she comes over because she knows what my reaction's going to be.
Yeah.
Well, there's also this old man that was living with her for a time, and he's still there every now and again, but he doesn't live there anymore. But this dude literally sits in a beat-up Volvo that doesn't run in the driveway, smokes weed and drinks all goddamn day. Okay. I've gone out there 8 o'clock in the morning, and dude is hammered to the point he can't fucking walk.
Wow.
So he came by the other weekend, and he was in my neighbor's backyard, and my dogs weren't used to him because he hasn't been around that much.
Right.
And so one of my dogs is barking at him and shit. And I have my kids in the backyard playing.
Yeah.
So this old man decides to yell at my dog to shut the fuck up. And when my daughter tries to get the dog to be quiet and everything, because we don't like our dogs barking, we're not them people. Like, shut your fucking ass, dog. You warned me about something, now shut up.
Right.
It's
like, got it, copy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so when my daughter speaks up to this guy and tries to get the dog to calm down and everything, this old man tells my 6-year-old son, "I'm going to call the cops and have that dog taken away and shit." This is a 6-year-old boy. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
So it upset my son.
Yeah.
My son ain't a candy ass, dude. Fucking, I'm his father. He ain't a candy ass.
Right.
This upset him. Those dogs are like his siblings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so he got upset. And my wife dealt with it and everything. But as soon as I found out about it, I went over there. And I stayed on my property.
Yeah.
I'm not a fool.
Right.
I stayed on my property and flat out told him, was like, "Look, dude, don't talk to my kids.
Yeah.
At all. Like, to me, that's a threat, and I will put a threat down.
Yeah.
If you threaten my kids, you're done." You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I went off on him a little bit, dude, but I kept my distance and all that. And then he decides he's going to step onto my property and say, "I'm right here, bring it on." Dude, you are 60 years old and you're fucking drunk. Right. You really want to ride this train?
Right.
Like,
you're going to lose.
So it was very difficult for me to step back from that situation and be like, you know what? My kids are here. They're watching me.
Right.
I can't. So part of why this affected me so much with my kids being right there, me and my older brother got into a fight in my garage at one point. This is before my mom died. My older brother shoved me, and I fell back and hit my mom and put her down.
Oh, shit.
I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with my family. To me, that was fucking with my family. So I got up and I beat my brother's ass.
Okay.
Well, my kids saw it. Felt horrible, dude. I made a vow, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I will never fight in front of my kids again.
That's good.
I won't do it, dude. I don't if I get into a fight, I am prepared to accept the consequences
because
for my actions.
we have to teach them conflict resolution in a proper way.
But in a proper way, that's a good way to put it, because don't let fucking people walk all over you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because I don't want to say it in a peaceful way, because sometimes violence is the answer. Sometimes there's just no avoiding it. Yeah. You know, some people cannot be
strong enough to stand up for yourself, but know when it's appropriate.
Yes, exactly.
So it comes back to that old man, dude. Like I was hot.
Yeah.
I was gonna do some damage to this dude.
Yeah.
And my daughter's right there.
Watching you.
Not watching.
No.
Right? She stepped right in front of me, looked me straight in the eye, and said, "Dad, you promised."
Oh shit. Damn.
I don't know what else to say about that situation.
Right.
Dude. Like you have your child,
right,
who you're protecting,
yeah,
step in front of you,
yeah,
get between you and the threat, and be like, "Dad, not worth it."
Right.
You promised. Please. Wow. You want a powerful fucking moment in your life, dude?
No kidding.
That is what makes me happy to be a father.
Right.
That's why I love my kids to death, dude. It that takes balls.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It does.
I'm a small guy. I mean, I don't. Is this on video too, or
no? It's not.
Okay.
It's just sitting there.
Well, I'm not a big guy, dude. I'm 155 pounds soaking wet. You know, 5'10", look scrawny as fuck. But goddamn it, I'm a tree guy.
Yeah. Right. You got strength. There's strength in those muscles.
Hidden
man.
fucking strength. Dude.
Yeah.
It's I know. It's not just that, but I grew up doing martial arts, and you know, I've been in scraps.
Yeah,
I know what happens in a real fight.
Yeah,
you know,
you've been hit. You have hit others.
I've had my ass handed to me, dude.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, if you're gonna be like that, dude, you're gonna get your ass kicked sooner or later.
You run your mouth long enough, someone's gonna shut it.
Yep, exactly. So my daughter knows me. She's very intuitive, very very aware. And fuck, dude, that meant the world to me. Not just her reaction and wanting to help keep me out of trouble, but the fact that she is that brilliant, dude.
Yeah.
It fucking warmed my heart, dude. Yeah. I was still shaky and shit, dude. I had the adrenaline going. I was ready to throw down.
Right.
But it just, fuck, dude. I don't know how to describe it, man.
Humbling. Powerful. Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
You know, that to have your child come up to you and talk sense into you, it should never happen that way.
It shouldn't, but when it does, it
makes you proud.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So,
because you know that you did your job right. You taught them to be smarter than you are.
Like I said, my whole point in life anymore, dude, is give my kids a better life than I had and raise them up better than I was raised and to be better than I am.
Yeah.
I'm a piece of shit, dude. Like,
dude, we all are.
Dude,
even the best of us are.
I'm an alcoholic. I have major fucking anger issues. I mean, it's a constant mental battle with me on a day-to-day situation. Like, I struggle with myself.
Right.
To see my kids be better than me.
Yeah.
If you can't take joy out of that, dude, go fucking off yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I understand suicide is a sensitive issue. I don't condone that or anything. I feel suicide is the weak way out. You're a fucking coward if you do that.
Believe the same thing, but to say that I've never considered it would be a lie.
Yeah. I've held a gun to my mouth many times.
Me too. I'm not proud of it.
But take that experience.
Yeah.
And
learn
grow.
from it. Grow. Yes.
That's my whole point behind all of this is I don't care where you are in your life. I don't care what's going on. You have the ability. Every person out there has the ability to grab a hold of their mental fucking balls and pull themselves out of whatever they're dealing with and become a better person, not in spite of the situation, but because of the situation.
Yeah. I tell my daughter, and I've told it to many, many people. I'll keep saying it to everybody. Inside you at all times, everywhere you go, you have the most powerful weapon, or the most powerful tool, and the most destructive weapon that the world has ever known. and that's your human mind. And you have to choose in every single situation you find yourself in. Are you going to use it as a weapon or as a tool?
Yep. No, that
And that's
that is
something you have to decide every single moment of your
every
life.
single day.
Yeah.
Dude, that is
And you have to
very
make your
well
life
put.
count.
That is
You
very
know,
well
and,
put.
and I think that one of the most powerful things it's capable of is what we're doing right now. Speech. Speaking. Most of the time these days we find people they're only arguing. They want to argue to win. They don't want to have a conversation to understand anymore. And that's sad because the most powerful thing we're capable of is sitting down, having a conversation, and understanding things. You think the internet was built without communication? You think the nuclear weapons were built without communication? You think this house was built without communication? No, motherfucker, no.
Nothing in life is done without communication.
And that's the most powerful thing our
and,
brain can do.
And dude, I fully agree with that. I'd like to add to it that inside each and every one of us is the best person we could possibly be.
Yes.
Again, it comes back to that choice.
Yes.
That choice.
Yeah.
You know, is
me
everything. Like, I don't, aside from fucking pedophiles and child molesters, I believe everybody is deserving and capable of redemption.
Yeah.
You can take a Ted Bundy. You can take an Osama bin Laden. You can take anybody out there. Inside every one of them is the best person they have the capability to be.
Yeah. There's also the
It's
flip side of being the evil.
There is that flip side, dude. I mean, but ain't that inside of you?
Oh yeah.
You telling me you ain't ever been in a Safeway just I'm gonna fucking kill all of you people.
Yeah,
you know,
the thoughts have been there.
But
Yeah,
you don't
those
do
demons
it.
exist.
But you don't do it.
No, of course not.
But everybody thinks it. Yeah. Everybody has had that thought.
Yeah.
To deny the fact that you did have it, you're lying to yourself.
I think a lot of that comes from our disassociation from nature. We're so comfortable with all this fancy technology and shit. And I mean, obviously, we can't all go back to nature because we would destroy it. But
so,
I mean,
so one of my favorite sayings in the world, and I could say it a couple different ways, is hard times breed hard men.
Yes.
Which creates easy times, which creates soft men, which creates hard times, which creates hard men.
Absolutely.
It is the cycle of not just people, but of empires.
Yeah.
So I'm huge into history, dude. I love history.
Me too.
Big fan. Best podcast in the world, in my point of view, is Dan Carlin, Hardcore History.
Yes.
I've listened to every one of them multiple times, dude.
Me
I mean,
too. Dude, his blueprint for Armageddon, 40 hours of World War One. Man, when I listened to that for the first time, when I listened to that for the first time, I was spraying cars. I was working at a car dealer or on car dealerships and washing cars. When I first listened to that, I listened to it all week long. And at the end of it, I set my spray gun down and I just started clapping. Everybody's looking at me. I'm like, if you just spent the last 40 hours listening to what I did, you'd be clapping too.
And the great thing is how he puts everything, dude, is it's not just a history podcast. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
It's using firsthand accounts and actual historical knowledge to put an understanding of the modern society into it. It's
not
really
just
good.
that, dude. It's honestly, I don't know how to explain to it. If you want to understand what we're talking about, just listen to Dan Carlin, Hardcore History, and you'll fucking get it.
Yeah.
But one of my favorites is, my favorite one. Oh shit! I do this every time I talk about Dan Carlin, dude. I fucking like him.
It's hard to pick a favorite.
But in what we were talking about is King of Kings.
Yes,
it's that 3-part episode
really
on the
too.
Persian Empire.
Yes,
and he puts it brilliantly. And I forget who he credits with the saying, dude, because it wasn't his.
Yeah.
But empires have a rise and a fall like everything in life. And the way he puts it is wooden shoes going up the stairs, silk slippers down the stairs.
Yeah.
Which means hard men had to make that empire because they went from a backwater nothing. He was the king of Anshar. What the fuck is Anshar? Nobody's ever heard of that. Right. But you damn well, every person in this world knows that there was a Persian Empire created by that one man who was hard as fuck.
Yeah.
3 generations later, they were already sliding down.
Yep. It doesn't take
because
long.
of the decadence. Once the spoils of empire is how he puts it. Like it is, you're a hard man. Like think of well, here we go. Fucking Wrath of the Khans.
Okay.
Another Dan Carlin great, dude. You look at Genghis Khan, he was a nobody.
Yeah.
From nowhere.
Yeah.
Ass into Mongolia.
Now what is it, like 60% of all humans are related to him? Everyone knows his name. Everybody knows that he conquered the
85%
world.
of people in the world have his direct
Jesus.
DNA.
Good Lord.
I don't know that I could do that much.
That guy was something else.
I don't know that I could do that much fucking, dude.
Right?
I mean,
and conquer the world?
And conquer the world.
Run an army.
But I mean, that's my point, is you take any of these great historical figures that created an empire.
Yeah.
They were hard men. They were used to hard lives.
Yeah.
2 generations down the line, their offspring, they grew up in palaces. You know, they were used to comfort, everything being handed to them and shit.
Right.
There's your downfall.
Yeah.
It takes a hard man to make hard decisions.
It does.
Now we got this fucking senile chump in our White House that,
Yeah, I feel the same. I don't even know where to start with the words on that guy. I really don't.
Dude, people talk a lot of shit about Putin. You know, and I'm not saying I agree with him and his policies and everything, but that is a hard man.
Yeah, he is. I mean, that dude goes back to starting working the KGB during the fucking during the times of the Berlin Wall.
During the Cold War,
yeah,
dude. Like the peak of the Cold War, this dude was a spy.
Yeah,
you know it. I don't care what you think about Trump.
Right.
You know, personally, I think he's an arrogant, fucking rich bastard.
Definitely.
But he also had the balls to straight look at Putin and be like, you fucking invade Ukraine, we're going to war.
Yeah.
Trump got out of office. Biden got in. Putin invaded Ukraine.
Yep.
Trump wasn't bluffing.
I almost went to Ukraine.
Did you?
Yeah. A couple months ago. Yeah. I almost did because I was so depressed and miserable in my life, and I was searching for meaning. I'm like, well, fuck, man, people need help, and so I looked it up, man. It was like a $600 flight to Poland one way. You get there, you're 100 miles from the border of the Ukraine. You're telling me I can't get to the Ukraine border for 100 miles, and then have somebody hand me some weapons and go in there and be a combat medic for these guys. I almost did it,
dude. It really is amazing. You got to give it up to the Ukrainians. The fact that they're holding Russia back,
right?
Like historically, dude, Russia starts off wars complete clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Like, and that's how this one went out. Putin actually fucking fired and house arrested 40 of his top generals.
No kidding?
Because they said before the invasion, 48 hours, we'll own the country.
Wow.
2 weeks later, dude, Putin fucking house arrested every one of them motherfuckers.
Wow. I did not know that.
Dude, that's historically, crazy. Russia starts wars off chaotic as fuck. The one reason why they whoop ass, their size.
Yeah.
They're capable of putting fucking 6 million soldiers onto a battlefield.
Yeah.
You can't deal with that.
Yeah, that's not something to laugh at.
Well, look at World War II, dude. They were so disorganized and fucked up that one guy got a rifle, the other guy carried his ammo.
Yeah.
When the guy with the rifle got shot, you picked up his rifle, and somebody carried your ammo.
Right.
That's historical.
Yeah.
Like, it's happened every time Russia's been in a conflict.
Running out of mortars
and here we are at the point where they should have their shit together, and little old Ukraine that's only been a country for, 30 years?
Yeah, something like that.
And into the Cold War, dude, fucking is when Ukraine became a country for the first time ever. 30-year-old country, dude, and they're holding Russia back.
Yeah.
Good on them, dude. And yeah, they're getting a lot of fucking help from other countries and all that.
And we see that throughout history too. Small bands sticking together. I mean, we can go all the way back.
Look at Vietnam. Just look at Vietnam.
Yeah, we can say Vietnam.
They whooped the shit out of the French, dude, and then they whooped our asses because
we can look at the Taliban currently.
Taliban was our fault.
Yeah, but
we armed them to stand up against the Soviets.
We are the superpower, and they are the defenders, and they did a damn fine job defending. I'm not saying here's the problem. I admire them, but
here's the problem with American policy right now, as I see it. And this is just my opinion. I'm sure everyone's going to disagree with me. I don't fucking care.
Okay,
my opinion. We don't commit.
Yeah.
We want to be loud and boisterous and tell everybody what they should and shouldn't be doing. But then when we do a show of force, it's petty.
I think a lot of that has to deal with, I mean, yeah, that whole bring a knife to a gunfight thing, right? Well, I mean, in modern societies, it's, are you going to bring, a knife to a gunfight, or are you going to bring a rifle to a nuclear weapons fight? So, I mean, when we have the opportunity to use mass amounts of destruction, but the enemy doesn't, it's kind of fair to not use it.
Okay, I'm not saying just nuke people when we
disagree
with them.
Yeah.
But is what I am saying is if...
I mean, we have Abrams and submarines, and we have all the technology in the world.
My point is, yeah, we are the big dog. There's no reason we should lose a fight at all.
Right.
It comes back to, like you said, a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah.
We're America, dude. These latest generations, we've been raised on the old spaghetti westerns of the white hat fucking marshal who, the bad guy ran out of ammo and threw down his gun, so the good guy has to throw down his gun and pull out his knife and go at it that way. Bullshit.
Right.
Dude's out of ammo, fucking shoot him.
Yeah, right. That's your enemy.
Not your fault he's a bad shot.
Right.
Like, that's just my point. That's what I mean by take the gloves off. If we're going to get into a conflict, fucking do it.
Settle it.
You want an analogy, dude? Boxing, what do you call them? Commentators.
Yeah.
The commentators for boxing and MMA, dude, Joe Rogan will say it all the time, is what's the... What is the most compassionate way to get into a fight or to solve a fight?
To not fight.
No. Make it quick.
Yeah, there's that too.
To if you're so in boxing world, dude, you get into a match. What's the most compassionate way to end it? Quickly.
Yeah.
Land that one blow that knocks him the fuck out in the first round.
Yeah.
The worst way is to drag it out. Then both sides are getting beat and beat and beat and beat. You know what I mean? If you're gonna get into a conflict, not just on a countrywide scale. I mean, to take this into your daily life.
Yeah.
If it's worth getting into a fight over, make it quick.
I agree.
That's I know I have a roundabout way of explaining my thoughts.
Yeah,
but
minimize the amount of pain and anguish that has to be involved in it.
Make it quick.
Yeah. Make it merciful.
Yep.
I agree.
Like I said, a lot of people are going to disagree with me, dude, and
that's okay. Everybody has a right to disagree and agree with whoever they want.
And this goes back to people not wanting to have a conversation about anything. Like, nobody fully agrees with anybody else. Me and you could get into something right now that I fucking disagree with you.
Right,
and I'll flat out tell you, I think you're wrong.
Right.
Doesn't mean that you are.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean that I got to punch you in the mouth for it either.
No, like seriously, dude, why can't two people anymore why can't a conservative and a liberal get together right now and just have a conversation like we're doing right now?
Yeah.
And talk about things and respect each other enough that, hey,
find that common ground, because there is a common ground.
You do have a valid point here.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's fucked with America anymore, dude. Is everybody's so entitled, dude. It's first world problems.
Yeah.
My life is so good, I have nothing to do but bitch about your dog barking in the backyard.
Right. Exactly.
How about come knock on my door and be like, hey, your dog's been barking at me for 15 minutes. I'm just trying to do yard work. Do you mind putting him inside while I finish up?
Right. Conflict resolution right there. Simple and easy.
And it's about respect.
Yeah, absolutely. And people don't have enough respect anymore. People want to, like I said, they want to argue.
They want to be right.
Yeah, everybody wants to be right.
Well, sitting here right now, I have very strong views about pretty much any subject you want to bring up to me.
Oh, yeah.
Fact of the matter is, I ain't always right.
No, of course not. Of course not.
And
but at least you're smart enough and mature enough to say that and to understand that, And if somebody came up to you and you were diehard column A and they were diehard column B and they presented to you something from column B that just it's undeniably that's the truth. You be smart enough and mature enough to look at that evidence and say, I guess I was wrong.
Well, yeah, and that's the big issue, dude. It is. In America these days, I feel like being wrong is like weakness to people.
But it is.
When it's not. If we could get the mindset that, holy shit, I am wrong, I'm going to learn something about this so I'm better informed.
Right.
I mean, dude, if people could just do that, be like, holy shit, that was a damn good point. My mind hasn't changed yet, but I'm going to look into it a little bit
Right.
more.
And that piggybacks right on to what we started off with, which is pursuit of knowledge and growth is never ending.
Yep.
You can't always be right, and you can't always just be dead set in your ways.
You
I
know,
mean, I mean, if you're dead set in the way of every morning, the first thing I do is make my bed. That's fine. That's something different, you know. But
Hey, that's routine, dude. Like,
yeah.
my morning routine gets fucked up, dude. My whole day is a little off.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And there's
I
nothing wrong
wake
with
up,
that.
I have a cigarette, I take my shit. If I skip that shit, my whole day's off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's I know people, dude. I have a little brother that he is so wound tight and convinced of his rightness that he stubs his toe in the morning, dude. His whole day is fucked.
Yeah.
That's retarded way to go through life.
You got to just take the hits as they come, man. You got to flow with life.
Well, and it'll make you a better person if you can
Absolutely.
do that. And I'm not saying I'm great at it. I mean, I'm
we
never
all
going
fall
to be
short
great
of
at it.
ourselves and everything else, you know.
But it comes back to not giving up.
Yeah,
That,
exactly.
Hey, that was a hard lump, but
Yeah.
I'm going to work through it.
That perseverance through adversities.
You know,
whether it's
exactly.
stubbing your toe or losing your leg.
I
Whatever perseverance.
I know guys that have
have
been on their way to work in the morning, dude, and have like not blown a tire, but like fucking dropped an axle, dude, and their truck's in the middle of the fucking road and shit, and they still show up to work on time in a great fucking mood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, that ain't me.
It's all about the
That ain't
mentality
me,
you
but
bring to your day.
It really is.
It really is.
And if people could just, I mean, fuck, dude, we're all so goddamn different. I mean,
Right.
it's what are you gonna do in this life if you can't be open to new possibilities?
Right. You can go through life
like
in
you were
a-
saying when your daughter finally came to you, it was like, hey, I want to get into some more adventurous outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
Just be open to the possibility that, hey, I may enjoy this.
Yeah.
With me, it's like, I've been offered some weird foods before, dude.
Right.
You know, and it's one thing that drives me nuts that my kids are like, I don't like that. I'm not going to eat it. Well, you don't know that you don't like it because you've never fucking tried it.
Right.
You're saying you don't like it because your mom doesn't like it.
Right.
Try everything once.
Being
You
influenced by
don't
another
have
person.
to like everything you tried, but
Right.
try.
Yeah. Give everything a shot. Why not?
You're never
Yeah.
going to find out what you truly love to do and what you truly love about life if you're sitting there in your little fucking bubble and just no.
Right. Right. So one of the things that kind of reminds me of is I have a book sitting right here. It's shout out to Jeremiah Sanchez, Parachute Minds. I fell in love with this book. He was on the podcast a couple weeks ago, and he introduced me to the book that he wrote, and it's all science fiction. But in it, he has a lot of really good perceptions. And one of the quotes that I really liked was, "Find what you love and let it kill you." And I think that's like really super powerful because it's like, you know, you're not going to know what you love until you've tried, 100 different things.
Yeah.
Like you found what you love. You love arboriculture.
Yeah,
That's in your blood now.
But I also went through 7 different other
Yeah.
job types
Exactly.
to get to that point.
Exactly. You had to try different
And
things.
I had to fail.
Yeah.
Failure isn't a bad thing.
No.
Failure is the most powerful teacher in this world.
Absolutely.
You fail at something, analyze it, look at it, question it. Okay, why did I fail?
Yeah.
Not, well, I failed. This fucking sucks. No.
Yeah, right?
Why
Go
did I
through
fail?
life with that loser mentality of everybody's out to get me, everybody's going to hurt me, I'm just a fucking loser and a failure. It's
Well,
not going to get you
if that's your
anywhere.
mentality, then you are a fucking loser.
Yeah, but they have to switch that mentality.
Well,
And
absolutely.
they have the
And
opportunity to do that
it's
at
totally
any time.
doable.
Yeah.
Like it comes back to choice.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
in my job, like I am, not to be boastful, but I am one of the best at what I do.
You are. I've worked with you personally. I know it for a fact.
And
I've
I've
seen it.
grown tremendous since you worked with me. I mean,
Yeah, that was
what,
6
fucking-
years ago?
Yeah, you know. So I am one of the best, and I still fuck up.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Just what, 4 months ago, I was just in a hurry. I made a bad cut, and I dropped a chunk of wood through a neighbor's she shed, and she was in there working.
Oh.
That's a huge fuck up.
Yeah, it is.
I still finished doing what I was doing. I fixed what I did wrong. And then I looked back at it and was like, okay, why did that even happen in the first place? Well, it was a big job. You were in a hurry. You got cocky. You fucked up.
Yeah. Keep it in mind next time.
Exactly.
Put that on the forefront of your mind every time you're in the tree now.
So statistically, dude, in tree work, the most accidents happen to people with between 7 and 15 years of experience.
Okay.
Why is that? It's because you are good enough and experienced enough that you get complacent.
Yeah. And you're taking those bigger risks.
You're well, not just taking bigger risks. You figure, I fucking got this.
Yeah.
You're dial it back to the basics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm at that point in my career that I'm in that statistic.
Right.
And
more important now than ever to be mindful of everything that you do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you would think it'd be the straight greenhorns that get injured the most.
Right.
No, because they're scared.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to
be more vigilant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's guys like me that, hey, I fucking got this. Well, I'm still a human. I'm still going to fuck up here and there.
Right.
Like, I do try to take that into every aspect of my life, that I don't care how fucking good you are at something, you're still going to fuck up here and there.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. And you can't let that defeat you. You have to let it be a learning experience. You
it's
have to grow from
experience.
it
Exactly.
every single time.
Yeah.
You know, and that goes for anything. It doesn't go just for your job. It goes for your personal relationships too. You're gonna fuck up.
No.
You're gonna fuck up. You're gonna hurt somebody.
Oh, and I fuck up my marriage constantly.
Physically, if sometimes and sometimes verbally and emotionally, you're gonna fuck up. And your job after that is to recognize why you fucked up and how not to do it again.
Exactly.
And you know, if you're the victim of somebody who's fucking up, your job is to understand that too. You need to be able to take yourself out of your own position, walk a mile in their moccasins, and understand who they are, why they made the decisions they did, and to be able to forgive them, and more importantly, to be able to forgive yourself. Those two things are some of the most powerful but most difficult things that you can do in your life.
I was just going to say that is probably the most difficult thing for me personally to do.
Yeah. My mistakes, they eat at me every day. Yeah. Mistakes I made 20 years ago are on my mind, and they eat me alive. But I have to find a way to forgive
exactly
myself.
20 years ago, dude. 14 years old is when I got in that fight with Stowell down at the park.
That was a long time ago.
That was a life-changing choice. That was a life-changing fuck up. I made that choice though, dude.
Yeah.
And I still look back on it like, God damn it, what?
Right. If you could go back and take that step backwards and say, I don't want to do this.
But I wouldn't.
Because it made you who you are.
If I had a time machine and could go back then and talk some sense into myself, I wouldn't.
No. What's your reasoning behind it?
Because if that changed, I wouldn't have the beautiful, wonderful children that I have now. Okay. I wouldn't have the job and the life that I have now.
Right.
Like, it could be a cosmic thing. It really just is. Every decision you make takes you to that point in your life that you're at now. And if you look at it dispassionately and are able to have that open state of mind to where, yeah, that was a shitty experience. Yes, that made it so that I didn't get to this place in my life.
Right.
But it also made it to where this is my position in life.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's all hindsight. It's all perspective and shit.
It is.
Every struggle you go through in your day-to-day life, it leads you to where you are.
Yeah.
Own it. Be happy with it.
You have to be comfortable with it. You have to find comfort in where you're at and what you've done, both good and bad.
Yep.
I say it all the time, man. If you're going to own every single thing that you've done great in your life, you got to own those fuck-ups too, man. You have to. Because, I mean, that's what makes you.
Yep.
It's not just your success. You have to own your failures. And you have to grow from them. Just like your success. You can't just say, all right, that was perfect. No, it wasn't perfect.
You know
you can
what?
still grow.
On that fucking note, dude, like, all these, like, pee-wee sports and shit. Yeah. I don't know how it was when you, well, I do because we're about the same age. But back in the day, dude, you didn't get a fucking trophy if you didn't fucking win.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like, this whole telling kids that, yeah, you get a trophy because you participated. Bullshit.
Right.
That makes that meaningless.
Right. Exactly.
Like, you need to, and this may be harsh, and I'm not talking about just with your kids in Little League or whatever, but if you suck at something, you need to be told that you do. Right. Otherwise, you're going to think, oh, I did a great job. No, you suck.
Yeah. So don't take it as a personal attack either.
So America
it's like,
right
okay,
now,
you're not
dude,
so good at this. So get better.
So right now, America, dude, we are 26th in the world for education.
Okay.
We're number 1 for confidence.
Because that does not surprise me.
We think we are always right.
Yeah.
Okay. Problem with that is we're breeding a bunch of fucking
uneducated
idiots that think they're the greatest at everything. No, you suck at this.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody is great at something.
Yeah.
This ain't for you. Move on.
Find your thing.
You know, somebody comes in and wants a job, dude. For me, I'll try you out.
Yeah.
You go up a tree and you fucking drop something and, hurt somebody. It's not that you suck at it necessarily. Right. You need trained. Right. But at the same time, if you're 2 years in and you're still making the same mistake over and over, no, this ain't for you.
Right. You're not learning from your mistakes. You need to find something else.
Dude, and that's why I agreed to do this podcast with you, is I like the idea of it. Find your passion in life.
Yes. Find it.
If I can say anything that anybody fucking takes away from my rambling bullshit today, find what you love to do and do it.
Do it. Do it to your fullest and do it every single day.
Yep. And on that,
yeah, I think
that's
we're
my
good.
final saying here.
So, real quick before we wrap this all up, you had mentioned that you wanted to get into backpacking.
I want to do more of it.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, shit, dude. For my bachelor party, I went on a backpacking trip.
There you go.
Went up to the Raywas, dude.
Oh, nice. I love it.
Oh, dude, it was so beautiful, dude. Like a fresh spring bubbling right out of the out of the dirt, dude. I filled my canteen up and just drank it straight.
The Raywas are the most beautiful place on earth.
And then it was the last day, and got up early, walked about 50 foot over to the creek we had camped by to fill up the percolator, get some coffee going, and as I'm walking up, I'm like, okay, there's a guy on a horse. I'm just, going to make sure he knows I'm here and everything. Now I'm getting closer and closer. Like, that's a big motherfucking horse.
There's a moose.
I ended up 15 foot away from a bull moose.
Yep, that'll happen out there, man.
No, dude.
Literally 100% of the time I've gone to the Raywas, I've seen a moose. 100%.
And that really is, that goes back to your picture, dude. Yeah. That is my memory. There's no picture of it. Nobody's going to believe me.
The first time I went to the Raywas, I was there for a 5-day trip by myself. It was before I had a dog. I didn't even have a gun on me. I was just by myself in the woods. And in the morning, I wake up in the morning, I'm making my coffee, and I hear rustling. And I look around, and there's nothing. I hear it again. I look around, there's nothing. I hear it again. And all of a sudden, there's a fucking cow right there, right next to me. I'm like, whoa! Like, I could reach out and touch it. I just, talk to it in a second. I'm like, well, good morning, Moose.
So
Moose looks at me, hops across the creek, and just goes on its way.
Dude, on that note, so we did this whole trip, and my dad showed up late, so he's supposed to meet up with us. Well, fucking fast hiker, dude, and he blew right by us as we were setting up camp. My dad spent 4 days out there, dude, by himself. Never seen him happier.
Yeah.
Healing
power of nature.
He hit all them fucking lakes and everything, dude. Camped above tree line by himself, dude.
That's awesome.
Right after the moose incident, dude, I went back to the river after a little bit, and Dad, been looking for you for 4 days.
I'm just chilling.
Up and around. And
he's living his best adventure, man.
Dude, and that's my pop.
Yeah.
Fucking, I always used to hate going camping and backpacking and shit with him when I was younger.
Right.
I don't think there's anything we could do together that would make us both as happy as me and him in the woods backpacking, just
there you go.
Being.
Well,
Well,
where I was going though was my buddy Johnny. He was actually my first guest on the podcast. Shout out to Johnny. He is starting a nonprofit organization called Wild Night Adventures, where he actually takes people who are trying to better their life into the woods to teach them, different things. And I get to go along. I actually help him instruct every now and then when we're going to be doing this. And I'm not sure when he's gonna get the next one going, but if you want, I'll keep in touch and I'll let you know when that happens.
That would be awesome, dude. Yeah. I mean, it's just another body up there, to help out, dude.
We did 3 days in Yampa for ice fishing just back in March.
Damn.
And I think we had like 9 guys out there. It was awesome. I say we, but really it's him. It's his thing,
Well,
but,
dude, that's where I would be. Like,
great,
I'm up there to help out with logistics or whatever else you guys fucking need. But
yeah, I'll put you in touch with him if once he gets ready to.
You just stay in touch with me, dude, and let me know.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
That's definitely something I'd be about.
Awesome. So yeah, let's wrap this up. Before we do, go ahead and let everybody know how they can get in touch with either you or your company or anything if anybody's interested in becoming a tree guy doing arboriculture.
So
and kind of how to get started in it if that's their passion.
I'm leaning away from giving my private number out anymore.
That's understandable.
It's way
maybe
too much,
social media for your company, that kind of stuff.
So
anything that you're allowed to give out.
Our company, we do have websites, and I don't know. I don't handle all this. It's office lady,
That's fine.
Scraw Tree Care. That is SCHRA. They've been a staple of the tree industry in Larimer County for about 30 years. Very knowledgeable. They actually started the first training courses that I attended when I was a newbie. So again, very fortunate to be working for these guys. They are great people and they're very knowledgeable. Fucking love them, and fuck, dude, I love my job. Yeah. They've treated me like family. Yeah. So Scraw Tree Care is where I work. Academy Trained is the training company that I'm a part of. That's academy-trained.com. But if you're interested in, if you just want to talk and see if you're interested, my phone number is 970-732-2418. That is my work number. If it's after my working hours, I leave that fucker down, so just leave me a message. I will definitely get back to you. I am all about bringing people into this industry and making you as passionate about it as I am. To me, it's not just a job. This is my career. This is what I love to do, and I want to help people do it safely.
Awesome. So, anything else you want to say?
Fucking call me anytime. I don't care. If I'm not working, I'm usually a little bit buzzed, so I like to chat. So hit me up anytime.
There you go. Joe, thanks so much, man.
Hey, thank you for having me, dude. This was pretty cool.
Anytime. That does it for this episode of the Best Adventure Podcast. Thanks for listening to Joe Wightman tell his story. I had a good time. Hope you guys all had a good time as well. As promised, there is a discount code at senseisbest.com to celebrate this 10th episode of the podcast. Your discount code is Adventure10. That's Adventure with a capital A and the number 10, 10, Adventure10 at checkout for senseisbest.com. It'll get you 10% off of your entire purchase. Additionally, if you're interested, I have another podcast that I've started called The Twilight Perceptions, available anywhere that you get your podcasts. Go ahead and check that out. It's all about science fiction. If that's your thing, go ahead and give it a listen. I'd appreciate it, and you just might enjoy it. Who knows? So until next time, thanks for listening. I always appreciate it. Episode 10 is a big milestone for us here at Sensei's Best. It's pretty exciting. Yeah, as always, do something awesome. Keep living your best adventure. Tell somebody you love them, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining.